All right, guys. So, welcome to July. My name is Coach Morton, and I have two objectives for today. One, I want to show you guys how to go through or find specific chapters in a Chessable course you might have. One of my students asked me this question the other day ago, so I want to make a video showing my student how to do this, of course, and show you guys what I've been working on and whatnot. And then later, guys, will be showing you guys how to do research and to build a opening repertoire from your games. So I have a game I played recently I want to look at more in detail to see how often people reach the position I reached and to see if I play the position as well as I can or if other people play the position better than I did, essentially. So that's our goal today. Kind of hoping to make this video no more than about 20 or so minutes, but we'll see if that's going to be the case, of course. So, one of my students asked me the other day ago, how can they skip ahead in their chessbook course they are taking? So, I'll be using as an example this guy right here, because I like to give the advice that if you do buy, let's say, I don't have my books in my hand right now, but I have them over there. If you do buy a chess book, like a puzzle book, whatever, the best way to know like your skill level is to take the tests at the back of the book. That way, like if you find yourself going through the puzzles is really easy, then you know, oh, well, this book's kind of easy for me. I could just kind of use this as really quick training and then get a harder book later, of course. But also if you are struggling to go through the book, then you should go back to the chapters you struggle the most on with their concepts and review, of course. So let's go ahead and click this guys real quick. I use this course right here sometimes when I'm working with students who like they understand the basics, but they're still making mistakes like leaving their queens out to be taken or they make a questionable capture, whatever. So I like to use this course uh, in those kinds of situations right there, essentially. Now, all I did was I went to my courses right here, right? Well, my courses specifically, I should say. So let's go back here, go back to home. You should have a list of courses right here if you already bought some before. So I'll click on this one. Let's say you've been working on first couple chapters, so you want to test yourself. Well, you can go to the last chapter or the conclusion right here essentially by clicking here. And then of course clicking learn. I think you can also click through it based on the actual position. But I was going to go from the start essentially. Well, not start, but the one I left off on right here essentially. And if you guys want to pause the video to solve this for yourselves, you're more than welcome to. I'm going to kind of think about this for a second. So if you want to pause and think for a second, please do so right now. And I just realized that I need to go back and let me go back for a second because I don't like the timer on Chessable. I mean, I do believe that you should solve puzzles with sense of urgency, but it's also more important to solve them as accurately as possible to get the most bang for your buck, essentially. So let me go back for a second and click on this right here because we don't want to be rushed and then make a mistake, of course, right? All right, there we go. So if you guys want to pause again, this is advanced counting exercise 7. Black has a choice of several captures here, but only one wins material. So we have basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 different captures here. I don't count the one right here because the knight's pin right there essentially. So we have bishop takes queen, bishop takes on g2, queen takes on c6, pawn takes on c6, and technically speaking, bishop takes on h2 right here. So we technically have, and also bishop takes here. So I guess I didn't really count that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 captures in this current position. Now, bishop takes queen seems the obvious, but at the same time, though, we might lose our queen in the process, which will be kind of suckish, uh, if you will. I think in this situation, guys, right here, we actually should take the bishop on c6, because if we take the bishop, if sorry, if bishop takes on e2, so bishop takes queen, before they recapture, they're going to take our queen first with check. So queen takes on d7, king takes on d7, king takes on e2. And when the smoke clears, we have even material. So we all have a knight, we all have a bishop, two rooks, six pawns. Well, technically, white has an extra pawn right here, so we're technically down material when the smoke clears. Bishop takes pawn. It's no better because, again, our queen's hanging right here. So that kind of prioritizes certain captures guys right here, which is the captures where we either directly attack their queen, which we saw didn't work right here, or pawn takes or queen takes right here, essentially. Now, which one's better? Pawn takes is better. And in general, guys, in chess, if you have a choice between taking with the higher value piece or the lesser value piece, when you're trying to consider like a capture sequence, whenever you should definitely take with the lesser valuable piece, because you always gain something by doing this right here. Essentially, like you're trading a pawn for a bishop. Here, you're trading a queen for a bishop, which there's no piece that can capture and score directly. But if you take with the queen, do you guys see why queen takes is not as accurate as pawn takes? If you want to think for a second, go ahead, pause. Queen takes gives white a chance to bail out on their attack right here. So rather than losing their queen, they can take our bishop back right here, essentially. Uh, that does hang their knight right here, though. That is one drawback, I guess, right there. So I guess we could spend another second talking about this, guys, real quick. Making sure I didn't miss anything. I mean, because queen takes on c6, queen takes on f3. It's our turn, so we could technically take the knight right here and be up a piece as well. But I think being up two pieces here is probably better, if you ask me personally. The only thing you hear, though, is if we take on c6 with the pawn, we're still attacking the queen. So is there time for white to maybe give us a check right here as a intermezzo? Maybe, but we're still up a piece in that situation as well. I think it's pawn takes right here. I'm gonna lock in, guys. Essentially. All right, and then now black to move right here. Again, does it really matter if we take with the I guess it does, because if we take with the knight right here, we do have to face c4, and then they get the pawn back. Well, no, they don't get the pawn back. They just get to attack us some more right there. So I guess let's sit up guys for a second. I would imagine it's just pawn takes right here, not knight takes. I actually had a position like this before. I showed one of my students where we were talking about why one capture is better than another capture, essentially. So we'll definitely look at this position some more, guys, 1 second, because I definitely don't feel like I did it 100% with confidence. Felt like I was kind of guessing, which sometimes your intuition in chess can be very variable to save you some energy and some stress, but it's really important to test out those skills. Knight takes or pawn takes on d5. I'm just looking out for any attacks. So if you take with the knight right here, guys, again, c4 could be a big problem. Also, c4 also will allow pawn c5. So like if we take with the knight, pawn c4 gains what's called in chess a tempo on the knight. The knight has to move because the pawn's attacking the knight, of course. And then white can play maybe in some positions, c5, and it traps our bishop, or at least force our bishop back to an awkward square right here. So that is one, you know, thing to keep in mind right there. Also, guys, if we play pawn here, c4 can also still happen right here, and we can't take because of the pin right here, essentially, on a8. So there are a couple things here to keep in mind. Plus, knight takes on d5. We do have this maneuver right here, essentially, if we so desire. Knight b4 to knight c2. So I'm gonna go with my gut and just say that pawn takes it safer, and the solution agrees as well. But let's look at the analysis, guys, real quick. So my student, if you're watching this video at some point in the future, if you find yourself going through these courses and you're not completely convinced or confident in your answer, even though the computer or the book says you're right, you can always go back through the puzzle course, right here. Uh, I think if you click on settings, maybe. Nope. There is a way to copy the position. Yeah, right here. All right. So I probably went there a little bit too fast. Let's go back for a second. So you click on the little board slash magnifying glass right here to go to analysis board right here, essentially. And then once you're there, try not to look at the engine for a second. You click on the FEN. FEN, guys, in chess means a very specific position. PGN means an entire game. So since I already have this up, guys, right here, let's just go over to import game. Actually, just go to analysis board. It might be simpler. Yep, right here. On Lichess, copy paste, boom, enter, boom. All right, so we're gonna test our knowledge, guys, right here, essentially. So, and again, the whole point, guys, of doing puzzles is to improve your judgment, is being able to, in very dynamic situations, come to the best conclusion and know the difference between the best move and the not so great moves. So, like I said earlier, if we play, guys, bishop takes queen right here, we're going to lose to bishop takes on d7, king takes on d7, and then, king takes on e2, and then it's just an even trade with white up a pawn right here, essentially. If we play queen takes on c6, that does allow queen takes on c6. Queen takes on f3. Was that what I said earlier? I think I think I did. Um, yeah, I got to I wish I could go back in time and like think back out what I said earlier about that. But let's see real quick. I don't have as much time to go over this as I would like. So real quick. So B takes on C6, guys, is the best move. Queen takes on C6 is not quite as good. We lose two pawns. Advantage by taking with the queen instead with the pawn. Bishop takes on E2 is a trade. King D8 is just horrible because you lose your queen, of course. And bishop B4, check. Yeah, the knight could just take, or even just play pawn here if you want. Just block the attack right there, essentially. Um, so let's see real quick. So if we take right here, guys, with the queen, queen takes on C6. Knight takes on E7 is white's best move because we're attacking the queen again. Okay. So we could take with this piece right here, essentially, right? Bishop takes. Oh, we gotta take the queen right here. If we take with the bishop right here, if I take right here, queen takes on f3, queen takes on f3, and pawn takes. This position, it's same bishop ending, but we're down a pawn still. So it's technically winning here for white. It's not quite as winning because they have a bad pawn structure, but still they're still up a pawn here essentially. So with accurate play, they could maybe put the extra pawn to use right here. Let's go back. For those who didn't believe me earlier, if you take here, guys, essentially, it's just yeah, bishop takes here first, here. It wants knight takes on e7 right here. All right, so bishop d3. Bishop d3 is really weird. I would play bishop g4, honestly. And again, you're down guys a pawn right here. You get the bishop pair, but white is up a pawn right here, essentially. And let's look at pawn takes. So pawn takes here, of course, is our best idea. I was thinking here for a second that so it says right here that knight takes on f6 is the best idea. In the actual puzzle, they took here. So queen takes f3 right here, essentially. And that's one thing, guys, too. Like some courses and some books you might read about chess, the solutions might not match up with the engine. This is why it's so important to always check if you're not sure, especially in these situations where there's a lot of different answers you can give. Because here the engine says that knight takes on f6, knight takes on c7 are the better moves. I thought about that move actually in my own analysis. Because you're going to lose a piece here anyway as white, you may as well take something along with you as well. But in the fourth solution, they chose queen takes on f3 right there. Knight takes on d5 is not the worst move in the world. I thought that this move right here might be a bother, but if you play c4, there's knight b4 right here. There's the line gas right there, essentially. So if you're on Lichess, you can look at that really quickly if you want to see the best move for both sides. But I was gonna play out real quick. So this move right here, we're threatening guys a fork. They castle. We're supposed to castle right here, or even play king f7 if you want to be a little bit cute. But anyway, castle and so on. And at this point, guys, too, if you're trying to get the most training value out your sessions, you should play a match against a computer at this point. Uh, so like you just pick the line you think is the best for your side and or whatever or equal if you want to go that way and just play out position against the computer. That's another way you guys could get some value out of these exercises as well. Probably spent like 15 minutes on that one introduction, but whatever. All right, so let's go back here, guys, because I want to show you guys this game right here. So if you came here for the tip on how to find certain chapters in the Chessable course and what to do after you have tested yourself, you guys can pause here and carry on your day. If you want to see me analyze this game right here, and more importantly, see if other players have reached position I've reached in the game, please stay tuned for more details. I personally like Lichess's Opening Explorer. Chess.com's is not as user friendly because you have to click on a tab to see the different games and what people played. In Lichess is all like a lot more clear. So you see, want to talk about that in 1 second. Import game. Boom. And boom. There you go. I was playing black here. There's a blitz match. For some context, for context as well, I play this on my phone, which I try not to play chess on my phone. I really need to for the next 18 days, specifically 18 days, because I am going to a tournament in the middle of July. I gotta play on my squared off board, which is a board that it helps you play the moves with real pieces. I gotta use that more for my training guys, not just my laptop and phone. But that's a story for another day. So how do I use Lichess Opening Explorer? Well, down here, guys, you'll click on the book. This is the Opening Explorer and table base. Once you've done so, you want to change some settings to suit your playing style and strength level. So you have, guys, three tabs right here. You have yourself. That means what you play normally in these kinds of situations right here throughout your time on Lichess. You have what other players play at certain rating ranges, and you have the masters. That means anyone rated over a certain amount, essentially. You have their games, what they tend to play here as well. So you want to check these two tabs right here, the lead chess one and this one for the most part. I mean, you should know what you play here yourself since it's your game specifically. And for the lead chess database, you want to make sure to click on this little gear right here. And don't look at bullet games because I think they're just trash. And I try not to look at blitz games either, but there are a lot more blitz games out there than rapid, classical, and so on games. So I think blitz is like the bare minimum you should look at in terms of, well, not minimum, like you should not look at fast time control games because of the moves that people are playing are generally speaking trash in comparison to like slower time controls where people have more time and they can punish silly things that people do in those faster time controls. So I would not use Blitz unless like you're trying to get a larger supply of games you want to compare it to essentially. So I'm gonna click it off because I don't want to see it. uh, for you guys watching, you want to be honest with yourself, right? And how do you know like what rating range you should be looking at? Like for myself, I'm rated above 2000 on Lead Chess, and my goal is to get above 2200, but I also want to be playing better than the people at 2200 range, so I want to look at the 2500 range as well. You want to look at what people play below your rating, at your rating, and above your rating. People what because like you want to look at how people like what do they do that's bad at a position you want to study, what people at your peer level do, and then what people do who are stronger than you and whatnot. So you want to do that, guys, of course, and then all set. This game right here, guys, is really interesting. This came out the Carol Khan, the Tartakower variation. I don't typically start with the engine on. I like to look at what the masters and the database do essentially right here. I'm not going to spend a lot of time, guys, on the first couple of moves right here. So if you don't know this particular variation, just Google this guy's right here, the opening right here essentially, and learn on your own for a little bit. I like the Tartakower. This is knight f6 right here. My opponent did take right here, right? And if you want to look at, guys, how often does your opponent take the knight right here? So knight takes the f6 right here is played 67% of the time, over 200,000 games. White wins 47% of the time, black wins 44% of the time, and so on. At the master level, it's played nearly all the time right here, and it's not reached. Well, 5,000 games is not a lot of games, but there you go. I mean, it's reached almost all the time right here. At the master level, no one plays the alien gamut, which is something I've been studying recently as well. But at the amateur level, it's played a little bit more. So 6% versus 1%. I think it said, yeah, 1% right here. So it's played a little bit more at the amateur level. Um, and so on. This gives so knight g5 historically gives white a slightly better chance of success if you don't know what to do against the alien gamut. If you don't know what that is, guys, please. Well, I'll shoot real quick. So now here, you play h6, and then most of the time, knight takes on f7's play right here in almost half the games. So if you don't know what to do, guys, right here, you could lose this more often than not. So of course, study. So again, I'm not really interested in this part, guys, right here, because for the most part, I kind of know what to expect right here, essentially. They played, I know white sometimes does a couple of things right here. They might play bishop here. I've seen sometimes, so bishop, d3, maybe not. I might have just lied. Well, anyway, so h3, I know has been played a lot right here. Challenge the bishop, make the bishop decide if he wants to take right here or not, or back up, or move somewhere else. Yep, C3, C4 is a lot more aggressive and stuff. So if you guys want to, you could like explore like what happens when they play C4 versus C3 right here. Wish you go after H3 right here with your bishop and whatnot. And then the most important thing you want to do at some point is look at real games to see like what do real people do in those situations right there, essentially. My plan play this move right here. I play Rook E8, which is a top move. They play Bishop E3 right here, which is okay. At the master level, yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm not saying that grandmasters or whatever don't play this particular opening, whatever, but as you can see, it's not played as often in this move order and stuff like that. So there you go. Bishop E3. Knight D7 is kind of typical, so I'm not really worried about those moves, guys, either right here. This move right here is kind of weird. I actually thought that in the game my opponent wanted to go pawn here to try to like discover attack my bishop right here, essentially. Yeah, Queen A4 is not even like in the move. Like, yeah, it's like it's only played on Lichess like 3 times out of like 200 or so games, right? So it's not that common move, guys, right here. And when you find yourself, guys, seeing a weird move like this is where you want to pause and actually take some time to look at this particular move right here. So Queen A4 is a weird move. And it's weird because people in the rating range I chose, they don't play that move. Nowhere close. The engine, uh, if I let it think here for a second, it doesn't even recommend this in the top 5 moves here for white. And I'm pretty sure if I play the move right here, it's going to give me a small edge right here, essentially. So I played after, Queen A4. I played pawn here. I was trying to go pawn to F4, make the bishop move, and then take right here, of course. So that was my threat. Also, pawn here protects the this piece as well. So it does kind of 2 things here in one move. Um, Also, pawn here, it allows me to maintain my bishop's influence on this diagonal right here because you can't play this move while losing a pawn in the process right here after takes right here on g4. So I think not h4, f5 here is my best idea here essentially, and we can always test that idea out, guys, right now. As you guys can see, there's no games played at this level right here, which is odd. The only 2 games, this game and this game right here, they chose something different right here, which is b5, queen c7, and knight f8 right here. So let's see if I found a better move here or not. All right, so let's go ahead and call on the engine. The engine does not lie, and f5 is the 4th best move right here. I mean, as you guys can see, black has a small edge, a 5th best move, ultimately speaking. I still like it. I still like the move, guys, here, essentially. It likes knight b6 here a bit better. And this is where, guys, too, like if you were to play this move, guys, right here, essentially, there's no games where someone plays this move right here, essentially. But if you're not sure, guys, like, hey, why did the computer play this? This is where you might spend some time looking through the best moves for both sides for a little bit to see, well, do you like those positions that you reach? Do they make sense? And blah, blah, blah. If they don't, then you should take this position and then play against the computer to see if you can win from this position, essentially. I think I see the point that we want to put our knight maybe in the center right here. Yeah, knight d5 here next is our next move. And that's a great square for our piece. If we could take here, guys, we get a pawn out that deal, which is really good. So you might decide that that's better than what I played the game. I like my move. I think this move right here, guys, is perfectly fine. But you build, guys, a opening repertoire by doing this, by experimenting, by asking those questions. And if there are any games where, your side won or lost, chess is mental torture. We might have to look at that game, guys, in 1 second. That's actually kind of funny. Uh, anyway, I got distracted there for a second. Yeah, so pawn here I thought was interesting. So at this point, guys, since there's no more games in either the master or the Lichess database, we could go ahead and just kind of close this for a second and go ahead and turn the entry guys as well. I mean, I already looked at this game already on chess.com yesterday when I played it. But I want to show you guys this essentially right here. And I do want to play out the position from a key moment. So for the most part, I did pretty well. The only time I made, I thought, in inaccuracy was when it was after I sacrificed my rook. So I sacrificed my rook, the rook on e8 right here for the bishop. And I had to play a certain move to continue that advantage, if you will. And I want to see if I can actually win that position, essentially is what I'm trying to say. So here's the tail of the tape. So as you guys can see, at a certain point, because I went for a draw, because I wasn't sure after a certain point, because I was a little on time in that situation. I wasn't sure like if I was able to be able to win from a certain position, essentially. But as you guys can see, though, I mean, I had an advantage in the middle game right here. So I want to show you guys what that looks like real fast, of course. So F5 is -2, well, 0.2, I should say. Yeah, pawn there, guys, is just a it's not me who want to play as white because it gives me something later to attack if I want to. I know in some games that this idea, guys, is an idea. He wants to go F4 right here. That's wild. I actually thought about that in the game, actually. And another exercise, guys, in counting, I guess. F4, we're attacking the bishop because if they take here, we take here, guys, of course, right. And then we take again here. And yeah, you get the point. So I think we're up a pawn there, guys, when it's all said and done. I backed up. So, now we know. Queen back there. It does like F4. Bishop back right there. I brought my knight in first before I sacrifice the rook, because you gotta make sure you got all your pieces in the right order before you do that kind of stuff, of course. Queen there. Knight there. Yeah, I think at this point, by the way, I know it was low on time here. I think I had like around a minute left on my clock. This was a 3-minute game. And I wasn't sure how exactly to improve right here, essentially. So I went here, just kind of, you know, waiting and seeing. Oop, bishop d2 or b2, sorry. Yeah, knight g5. So I want to put pressure on the knight and this guy right here, essentially. There's a lot of tension guys right here, essentially. And they can never play g4 because my pawn can now take here en passant, if you guys don't know. Yeah, I mean, knight takes on h3 as well. But yeah, F takes on g3, guys. It's just winning right here. If you don't know about en passant, you guys should play some more. Chess, of course, to find out. That would be an interesting position as well. But anyway, yeah, so queen here. I'm not sure why I took there, guys, to be honest, in this specific position. But funny enough, in this exact position right here, I took this right here. And I told myself that, it's going to force the queen backwards right here. And then I have my choice on if I want to take on this square with this piece or this piece right here, essentially. Now, as you guys can see, in this position, the best move here for black was queen c8. In the game I played, this move right here, which loses my whole advantage. They wanted to go knight f3 right here, essentially, as well, with the right mana piece. I thought that taking here after bishop takes on f3 was better, but I guess not. We'll look at that, guys, in 1 second. But this is the best move right here. So I actually want to play out this position, guys, against the computer 1 second after queen c8 to see if I can convert that position, because I'm winning here. As you guys can see, -3. So it's pretty good position. So I want to see if I can win that position, because this would be a good game to kind of save for future reference. I might have to sneeze in 1 second. Second. Bless me. Oh my gosh. Well, here's why. So bishop takes on f3 was a blunder. Pawn takes. Yeah, and at this point, guys, I mean, I just went for a draw because I wasn't sure if I had anything else. Because my bishop cannot get into the game. My rook cannot get into the game so easily because it doesn't control that square no more. And so I just kind of went for a draw right there, essentially. But let's go back. So before I look at this, so knight takes was better. So pawn takes. Um, I'm not sure. I mean, we got this move right here, you know? I'm not sure what I would play there essentially, so I'm just gonna check the engine real fast. So knight f3, gf3, of course. He wants to go queen d7 to attack there, essentially. King g2. All right, so by going queen d7, it gives me a chance to play this right here to get my rook in the game. So it kind of solved two of my problems I mentioned earlier. Because in the other line, I didn't have enough pieces to continue the attack, but now I get to bring in my rook with tempo. Queen d3 is the best move, makes sense as well. Rook e6, a rook left. So now we're bringing a second piece in to attack the king as well. Queen f5. All right, we're out looking over there for a second. So we could take back a pawn right here if we want. This is a pin, of course, right? We could play bishop g6 here to attack the queen, but just queen back here. And we're still in a pin momentarily. I guess, pawn here, technically speaking. I like bishop takes on f3. Yep, that's the best move right here. Let's go. Uh, if that was played in the game, d5 is kind of weird. Rook g1 seems more human. Right, queen e7, so we get out the pin this way, this way. Also, this pawn guys cannot move at some point if we're still inclined. So yeah, so now we have a really nice attacking position. Rook a f1. It's a weird move. I think most players, guys, well, you can't play here because I could just take, take. There's no back range checkmate because of bishop here. And we could also take your next guys as well if they're not careful. So we're winning there, guys, if they do go rook a e1. Looks promising. We might try that, guys, in 1 second then. And also this move, guys, as well right here. So queen c8. We got rook a d1. Okay. Now bishop takes on f3 is now winning for us. Because now we get to take here and then there. Okay, now I see. Ooh, now I see. Now I see the difference. Oh my gosh, can this thing stop being annoying? There you go. All right, now I see the difference. Because, like, the reason why, guys, this move right now doesn't work is because our queen is not in a position to take right here next. So in this line, after this move right here, and let's say rook a d1, like I said, trying to go for a trade or whatever. Now we take this with check. Well, not check, we attack the queen. And if they do take back right here, now we could take on this square right here with the queen. And now this is basically almost like it's unstoppable checkmate right here, essentially. Yeah. Because now our queen is in position to take on the square after a minor piece has taken on this square, essentially. So that is a key difference. Wow. So now I know for future reference that this idea right here of rook takes, of weakening the light squares, I've seen this before in a couple master games I've looked at before where people have sacked the rook for the bishop. I've done that myself. I've seen them in YouTube videos. And now I have another reason why this move can work because if I can somehow get my queen here with tempo and threaten checkmate, then it's gonna make it all the more worthwhile. So that's good to know. I might actually save that analysis for future reference. So let me go here then, Queen C8. Oops, sorry. All right, so now guys, here comes the test. Share export. I like using chess.com for my game practice, guys, specifically. So let's go there right now. So copy. Lichess's bots are okay, but I like the chess.com, so they're a little bit more colorful and stuff like that. So let's go here real quick then. Analysis. And if you guys have any questions about that, by the way, like about that game, just hit me up on YouTube. I'll be posting this on YouTube at some point. I want to go to analysis, people. There we go. Control V, add games, flip the board, and now we're going to practice against the computer. All right, so I let the computer, so this is the max spell difficulty right here, but I don't play against that because I'm not trying to cry myself to sleep tonight. But I do let the computer get its best move in, the first one at least. This is what I like to do. I'd like to change the bot, if I can do that right here, essentially. There it goes. We're not going to play against the T-Rex bots. Come on, people. I have three bots I like to play against. I like to play against myself, the Alexander bot right here. If I'm feeling like if I know my position is just dead winning, I like to play against this bot first, which I'll do in 1 second. I like to also play against the Oscar bot. Because I tend to, against the bots, play at this level right here around 2100, 2200. So it's a good bot to kind of test my abilities as well. And if I get my tail whooped, I might play against Mateo as well. So those are my three bots I play against mostly. Let's start here. I have beaten Alexander a couple times from these kinds of positions, but he mostly gives me the run for my money. All right, let's go ahead and put my webcam right here. I know bishop takes some move right here, and I think that is the best move for black, if I remember correctly. But oh yeah, this bishop takes, yeah, because not well, knight takes here, pawn takes, queen takes. Well, rook here though is the idea to stop any nonsense on that square, essentially. All right, well, we're going to play something, our dear friends and neighbors. So let's go ahead and just kind of swing that bat around. So knight takes, check, pawn takes, queen takes, rook d3. We do have in that position bishop back to g6 to attack the rook. And then we gotta figure out a way to get our rook in the game. That's gonna be our main challenge in that position, essentially, is get our rook in the game. And if we can successfully, then I think we're winning in that position, of course. And if we do go, so if we do keep our bishop, we can play this move right here, right? And then get our rook in the game this way to attack the queen with tempo. And of course, threaten the pawn here at some point, guys, in the future. So I do think that knight takes here is better. We do take this right here. They gotta play rook d3, like I said. And I do believe here, guys, we do play f6. Ooh, probably play that move a little bit too fast there. We could go for, this right here, because it's not like people, right? I mean, we can go for this, make them trade everything off the board, laugh in their face. Uh, could also go here, like I said earlier. I think the computer's going to sack the queen here, is my thought process. Well, no, no, it might just move queen D1 actually. Or queen there, offering a queen trade, but we're not going to take a queen trade there, guys, of course. Ew. See, this is what Alexander does to me, essentially. So that was not intentional, guys, right there. Oh, wow. You guys are saying, man, Coach Morton, you're trash. Oh, man. Yeah. All right. Well, so I guess I get to can't resign these positions like talking about, can I? So let me just go to analysis then. So, well, that's my run. Um, we'll definitely bump down the difficulty, guys, as well. We'll see how I did. I know I made some blunders at the end right there. Yeah, 37%. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah, blunder. Yes, yes, I know, I know. Yeah, so white built a pretty good advantage right here, of course, right there. All right, let's see how I did, guys. All right, that's the best move right there. Let's put my webcam right here out the way. All right, overlook tempo to win the rook. I guess right here then, right? And then we could take here and keep our piece on the board. Oh yeah, that would have been a lot better then. See, I mean, and those kinds of moves, guys, right there. I mean, I think in that situation, I was just thinking to myself that, this idea right here is just so powerful that I didn't return to this idea right here, essentially, would have been nice. Yes, I know. Yeah, and of course that's main too. So let's go to analysis real quick. And once bishop takes on f3 right here specifically, at least on chess.com, rook d3. All right, so I wanted to go bishop g6 there. Yeah, so I kind of rushed this move right here because I wanted to get the rook in the game. But I wanted to go here first. All right, rook e1, bishop f5, bishop h5, rook d8. Does it like my move right here, right now? F6. Not so much. Rook f e1. And if I go there right now, folks, does it sack now? Nope. Queen c4. And then tree right here, most likely. Duly noted, duly noted. All right, then. Let's try guys one more time. So we'll play against now the 2100 rated bot. And this guy's right here really does teach humility. Even though you might think you have a really winning position, a chess bot will definitely put you in your place really quickly. All right, so Oscar. All right, well then now we'll go try bishop takes here and see what happens. All right, well, uh, yeah, rook d3 is still the move right here, folks. That's the thing. All right, well, I imagine that we're going to be going here. Okay, that makes sense because we're trying to avoid rook d6 right here, essentially. Can we back up? Big brain idea, guys. Pawn push, we take. No, I think we'll get back rank checkmated, guys, right there. So I think we do need to give our king some love. So one or two squares, that's the question. two squares gives our push our pawn closer to the king, but it restricts our queen a little bit there as well. Um, but this is kind of passive. All right, so where to put our ombre? That's the question. I want to see right here, but then again, we gotta be able to sack right here, guys. I guess me bishop f1, rook lift. All right, so now the computer's just gonna let me win this game right here in peace and quiet. That's good to know. All right, well that was a lot better than before. Oh my gosh. Thank you, computer, for not embarrassing me the second time around. All right. Before we go, I know I promised this was gonna be a 20-minute video. It's probably like almost an hour at this point, but if you guys have made it this far, you're the real ones. All right, so of course, yeah, rook FD1, it's the best move. I play this move right here. Yeah, I was about to say, I was about to say, I know it said bishop takes here is slightly better. G takes, queen h3, rook d3. Yeah, rook d8. So I saw that in the analysis. I want to play that move right here, essentially. Right, so I didn't have to play this move right here. I could have played bishop f8 and just kind of gone with my attack, essentially. Uh, they went there. If I go back here, guys, right now, bishop a3, wow. Trading the bishop off altogether, essentially. That's wild. Yeah, I was expecting c5 right here. Rook d5. In one, oh, okay, I see. So like we're saying to ourselves that maybe knight here and then rook g5 might be the idea here, essentially. So if I give white a nothing move, okay, knight e6. All right, that makes sense. And wants to go queen e5 right here, essentially. So that's a nice little idea to access rook d5 if they push the pawn right here. I was thinking in the game that I had a take right here, potentially, but that was not necessary at all. Oh, now I know. Well, that's the thing, guys, too. Like some of these ideas you won't see in the game, but now that you see them, it gives you more things to think about for future reference. I went there. It was not necessary, but I want to avoid back range checkmate if I can. They went there, which is a mistake. Bishop c1 was better. I now went bishop f8 to guard my kings to make sure there's no queen check nonsense right here. All right, rook left was best. Rook f1 was a mistake. Yep, and now it's just mate in one. There you go. All right, people. Thank you guys for watching. I am going to see this practice game right here. I am going to put this back here, by the way, as part of my notes to myself. So basically, now I know what will happen if I play Queen C8. Possible line that could happen that I can study for future reference. So I'll definitely put this here, guys, and do that later. If you guys want to see me study my old games I've done this for, leave a like and a comment, and I'll do so, guys, for future reference. So you guys take care.